Okay. So so I got
Excellent.
introduced into it very late.
Okay. So now,
And I also realized that there were no black people after I graduated. There were no black people as sports therapists or physios or scientists working with any of the top cycling teams.
not a single one, not for the cycling teams.
Not a single one. No, no, no. At the point when I graduated and when I was working in 2001, I was interested in that case study that I'd
All
done.
right.
I
So you
remember
saw
taking
a
it
lack of
out of my
diversity.
box.
So you
Yes, I saw
spotted
a
a
lack of
lack of
diversity.
diversity, and that's when you thought that more representation was needed in that field.
Yes, yes.
So you saw a lack of representation within the field of sports scientists and in the sport
Yeah.
itself.
I did see a lack of black cyclists, but what I did notice was that across cricket, if I took the Caribbean out of the picture and I looked at the UK, and if I looked at football, and if I looked at cycling, I could consistently see that in all three sports, there was a lack of representation in terms of black physiotherapists, black sports scientists, and black coaches. And there was a distinct lack of representation.
All right. So
And
now
that was consistent across all three.
all three. Okay. So now fast forward,
Yeah,
because I'm looking at, we've spoken before about your project, and now I think we need to bring everything into the context of what's happening in the educational system right now.
what's happening right now? Yeah,
Right now, you
yeah,
have a large population of young people, especially
yeah,
from Black Caribbean communities,
yeah,
African communities, uh,
yeah,
in Asian and other white minority groups that are being
yeah,
excluded from school. So you
yeah,
are proposing something really interesting that I never heard before, but
yeah,
is very in
yeah,
line to what we're trying to do here at STEAM Power, which is
yeah,
to merge academics with the potential of the
yeah,
students.
yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah,
so
yeah,
can you
yeah.
explain to us how does your project work? How does it engage young
Yeah.
people at that level?
Has it engaged? Okay. So going back to my experience of not finishing school and being kicked out of two schools, I realized that there is a way that information can be transferred and passed on where young people are missing the gap. Not everybody can be in the classroom environment and will receive, and it doesn't mean that if they can't receive the information from the blackboard or from the whiteboard, it doesn't mean that the child is not intelligent or can't be receptive to the information to be channeled a different way. Yeah. In 2008, I developed a project where I use basketball and certain vocabulary to design maths to teach mathematics. And I said to myself, if I could do it with basketball, and a couple of maths and English teachers asked me a variety of different, and I had a workshop with them where they asked me stuff about different rules and different parts of the court and to develop a whole vocabulary and different mathematical principles. I said, if I could do it for basketball whilst I was working at Southwark College in South London as a sports teacher, I could translate that into different sports. So I kept that principle, and in 2013, I started working with a community bicycle project. And I initially thought that as a long-term strategy, some of the stuff that I recognized in 2001 with the diversity in cycling, and if I took the principles of what I developed whilst working at Southwark College, I could create a thing where let's use cycling and replicate what I've been doing in football and in basketball and in cricket. Let me try and develop it for cycling.
All right. So you have written the plan,
And
isn't it? Is it correct?
I've written the plan.
So
Yeah.
so
So I started it.
have you tried it out?
I have tried it out anecdotally with a small number of people.
Uh-huh.
And what's missing is that the mechanical side of the bike, where in sports science and in sports therapy and in physiotherapy, we don't have anything to do with the bike mechanically. We
Okay.
don't fix and repair bikes. So the engineering and the bike mechanics and the bike maintenance side, certain principles involving physics, certain principles involving chemistry and different materials, certain principles involving mechanics and the height of the bike, the size of the frame, and the handlebars and the positioning. Certain things involving that are mechanical principles, that principally a bike mechanic with some engineering background would make the project complete.
All right.
And in terms of exercise physiology and the biology and the fitness stuff and the science behind respiratory and breathing and oxygen consumption and CO2 production, I would provide that, and the other person would make the project complete.
Okay. So have you spoken to other teachers or other professionals?
Yes, I've spoken to a few. I have a very close friend of mine who, after we left school, he went to study engineering, and he is inundated with various other things. And he's not in a position to fully take on developing the whole mechanical educational structure of the template that I've created, although he's very interested in it.